Hello Soul Sanctuary friends and YouTube friends. Thank you for joining me for this practice. So this practice is going to be an all levels, little kind of fluid short vinyasa, all about honing in on our inner strength. Now this is the first flow in a mini 3-part series to celebrate the launch of the Soul Sanctuary app, which is happening very soon on May 4th. So obviously you might be doing this flow after that date. Do check out the link below. So much has changed. There has been a massive price drop. Soul Sanctuary is more accessible and more affordable than ever, and I would be honored if you joined me as a member in our beautiful community. So like I said, this practice is to celebrate that. Come on over to Instagram, share a snippet of your flow, share a thought or a feeling from today's practice, and we can't wait to hear from you. Right, let's get started. We're going to stay in a seated position just to start with today, just to ground into the mat. Close the eyes. Take a big shoulder roll going back. Just feel those shoulder blades just travel down the spine, and as they travel down, lift up through the core. So core is slightly engaged. Palms facing upwards as the backs of the hands rest on the knees. And really just arriving here in your space, on your mat. And taking a moment to offer something to your practice today, to set your intention. What would you like to cultivate? What would you like to bring to your practice today? And then continue off the mat. And as we are going to have a little focus around inner strength, we'll be using a few more powerful variations, but also just knowing that the fluidity and staying with the flow, or even knowing your own boundaries and knowing when to take pauses, that is your inner strength. Ultimately, knowing how this practice is going to serve you is really when you are tapping in and when you are aligned to that inner strength. Keep the eyes closed, drop the chin down to the chest, connecting to the breath, feeling that breath open up into the back of the neck. And then starting to take this right ear around to the right shoulder. Bringing it down through center. Left ear to left shoulder. And just working your way a few times through these half neck rolls. And then lifting the chin all the way back up through neutral. Take the head the whole way back. Open through the throat, the Vishuddhi. And then coming all the way back to center. Left fingertips float down. Inhale, sweep that right arm up. Stretch it over. And then we're going to flow it straight over to the other side. Right fingertips come down. So I want you to keep this super fluid, this motion. We're using the obliques and the core muscles as we move here and as we open. One more time, going each way. And coming back through neutral, rolling over the knees, finding your way to an all fours position. Now, get a little bit free here with this movement. You could absolutely come to a traditional cat-cow, lifting the chest, rounding the spine. But absolutely, I invite you to explore this position a lot more today. So maybe going round in circles, maybe going forwards, backwards, patting it out through the hands, a little bit of wrist therapy maybe. What is it that your body is asking for in these moments? And then coming to find neutral. Take an inhale, sweep the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, wrap that right arm underneath, gaze to the left. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, wrap it under, gaze left. Inhale, up again. And then this time, exhale, take it under. Right arm comes down onto the mat. We find ourselves in more of an extended puppy pose. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. Option here to take the hands to heart center and use that mudra with the hands together just to find more balance. And then a little challenge, tuck under the left toes. Can you walk that left foot away and maybe start to lift that left foot off the mat? By the way, of course, these are all just options. You can stay with this variation with the arms open if that feels better for you. One more breath. And then exhale, unravel, come all the way back to that all fours position. Take a moment, just find the foundations again. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, wrap it under, gaze right. Inhale, up. Exhale, wrap it through. Inhale, up. Exhale, wrap it through, and then that left shoulder comes down, side of the head comes down, right arm reaches up. So this is going to be your modified variation as before. Option to bring the hands to heart center. Use that pressure there. Tuck under the right foot if you'd like to go for the extra balance and see if you can lift that leg. And if you roll over onto your back or you fall out of it, find that sense of light-hearted playfulness in your practice. And then slowly, everyone releasing, coming all the way back to that all fours position. We're going to open this right knee out to the side. So you're going to keep that leg bent, and we're going to pulse here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right foot steps between the hands, find a low lunge. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, take it back, Ardha Hanumanasana, the option to take the arms away and find a balance. If not, fingertips come down to the mat. Inhale, forwards, high lunge. Exhale, shift it back. Inhale, forwards. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, come forwards. This time, left hand comes down, tuck under the back toes, lift the back knee, reach that right arm forwards, and then take it all the way over. Find a cactus arm here. So easy twist, but with a little bit more opening into the chest space. Take an inhale, and then exhale, pivot onto the knife edge of both feet. This might be enough for you. If you want to go a little deeper, you can drop it down to that revolve Skandasana, reach the arm out. Okay, so you get to decide. Remember, this is your inner strength, knowing your boundaries. Take an inhale, bring it all the way back, place the right hand down, drop the back knee, and just place that right knee back into that all fours position. And we go to the left side, opening that left leg up, and we pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Left foot now steps between the hands. Inhale as we lift the chest, find our way to the low lunge. Exhale, either fingertips down or balance, Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, draw it back. Inhale, up. Exhale, flow it back. Inhale, bring it forwards. Right hand comes down next to the left foot. Tuck under the back toes. Lift the back knee. Left arm reaches forwards, forwards, forwards. And then as it circles round, we cactus open that arm. See if we can lift the chest up to the sky. Gaze goes high. Staying connected to that breath. Now the option to pivot onto the knife edge of both feet and stay up here. Or you can start to lower the hip and open that arm all the way out. Remember, it's not going to be quite for everybody, so find that place that works for you. Inhale, unravel. Place both hands down. This time, step it straight back. Make your way to the downward facing dog. So connecting to the breath, maybe a shake, a nod of the head, a wiggle of the hips, maybe a little pedal out through the feet. whatever it is that your body is asking for today. Starting to walk those feet all the way up to the hands. Feet stay hip width apart, soften through the knees. Take an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, wave and forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, wave the spine, forward fold. Last time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Engage glutes, engage core as you come all the way up to standing. Arms reach high. And we exhale the arms down beneath us, beside us, not beneath us. Now we're just going to work with that snaking motion of the spine again, finding that fluidity. So I'm going to give you the option as where you want to take your inhale and exhale. Some people will prefer to inhale as they dive down and exhale as they reach up. So inhale, dive, exhale, lift. Others will want to do it the other way around. I'm going to give you that option. It's entirely up to you to feel where the breath is really resonating for you and is allowing you to connect to that openness. And like you just saw me do, you can absolutely use the arms here. So coming down and then reaching all the way up. Diving down. Lifting it up. Diving down. And you can take it slower if you want to. Bringing it up 2 more times. Let's dive and roll. And then wave it all the way up. Last time, dive and roll. And then lift it all the way up. Beautiful. Hands come through heart center. Heel toe the feet together. Release the hands down by the side. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest, create space. Exhale, place the hands, either step or you can float back. We're going to hold here in our plank. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale for 2. Exhale, drop it down to the knees if you need to modify. Inhale for 3. Exhale. Inhale for 4. Exhale, either coming down through the knees, modify, or chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Ground down into the right foot. Sweep the left leg up. Keep the hips square. Really pushing away through those shoulders. We are not creating space in the shoulders. As you may have been told before, we really want to be controlled and supported through that shoulder girdle. On an inhale, shift forwards, find plank. Draw that left knee into the nose. Exhale, take it back, 3-leg dog. Inhale forward, left knee to right elbow. Exhale, take it back. Inhale forward, left knee to left elbow. Take it all the way back. Release that left foot down. Sweep the right leg up, square hips. Holding here, really grounding into this space. And then bringing it forward. Shoulders come forwards, knee to nose. Take it all the way back. Right knee to left elbow. Take it back. And then right knee to right elbow. Take it back. Release that right foot down. And then inhale, wave the body forward, find a high plank. Work your way through chaturanga or down to the knees, modifying. Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Know that child's pose is always an option. On your next inhale, either step or float the feet to the hands, option to fly through a handstand if that is where you are at. Inhaling, lift the chest, create space. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms high up to the sky. Exhale those hands through heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, cascade forwards, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, place the hands, step or float back, lowering straight down through chaturanga or down to the knees. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now this time, right leg comes up to the sky, square the hips. So you can walk this left foot in slightly to get a slightly more closed off base that you might find it easier to balance in this next little challenge. You're going to hover these left fingertips just somewhere towards the center of the mat. And then maybe these left fingertips get to float all the way up. Maybe not today. Maybe there's some wobbles, some falls. Again, finding that sense of playfulness, lightheartedness. And as always, connect to breath. Release it all the way down. Well done. Let's switch sides. Ground down through right foot. Lift up the left. Really power through that left arm. And then maybe we start to float these right fingertips up off the mat. Keep breathing. And release it all the way down. Beautiful. Well done. On an inhale, wave forwards to high plank. Left knee is going to come to the right elbow and you're going to pivot onto the inside edge of that right foot. Now, this might be too much, and if it is, you're just going to drop that left knee down, okay? That's going to be where you'll modify. If you can drop it down and have this knee to the right elbow, then you're going to see if you can start to lift up the right hand. Hold here. You could maybe hug that knee in. If not, this is where you are at. Remember, inner power doesn't mean taking the most, what you might think of as advanced variation of a posture. It is all about knowing you and what you need. Slowly unravel. Wave it all the way down, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring it forwards. Okay, right knee to left elbow. Now remember, you can drop that right knee down and modify here, okay? This is a beautiful variation. If not, you're going to drop onto the inside edge of that left foot. See if you can start to float the left hand off the mat. Keep that right leg sucked in towards the belly. One more breath here. And then slowly unravel. Work your way down through a vinyasa. And then meet back in a downward facing dog. Take a nice big inhale through the nose. And let it go through the mouth. On your next inhale, step that right foot between the hands. Reach all the way up and then open it out, warrior two. We're going to fly the warrior here. Inhale, reach it high, straighten the right leg. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Bring the hands to the hips. Start to straighten both legs. Then pivot this right foot into Prasarita. So I know I'm not facing you, but I trust that I can't see you anyway, but you can see what I'm doing. Take an inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head, through the spine. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Forward fold. Allow the head just to hang heavy here. Take another inhale. And release it through the mouth. Inhale, lifting all the way up to fingertips. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Now, pivot the left foot to face the front of the mat, and then drop it into left side warrior. Reach the arms out. Fly the warrior. Inhale up. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale down. Beautiful. Come to straighten both legs, hands to the hips. Now pivot left foot so it's facing the toes, facing the corner of the mat, and then do the same to the right foot. Drop it down for goddess. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Kali Mudra with the hands. So that's the index finger together, the thumbs across. This is our empowering mudra. our directional energy here. And we're going to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Keep breathing. Stay with that breath. And then come all the way up to standing. Release the hands. Pivot towards the front of the mat. Exhale, frame the foot. Step it all the way back to your plank position. Vinyasa your way through, modifying as much as you would like. Downward facing dog. And then you're going to either step or jump it or hop it through, coming down to seated. Keep the right leg out straight. Sole of the left foot comes to the inside of the right thigh, Janu Shirshasana. Inhale, lengthen all the way through the spine. And then taking a forward fold over that right leg. Now you can use a strap here. You could be up on a block, making sure you find what works for you. Maybe closing the eyes, connecting to breath, connecting to all of that space that you can create on the inhale, and how deeply you can move into the space on the exhale. On an inhale, coming all the way up. You're going to place this right hand behind you. You're going to lift up the left foot and just place the sole of the left foot down. And then we're going to lift ourselves up so the hips are facing the right. And we come to find a Vashi Stasana. So you can lift up this left foot. You can either stack it. You can keep it behind you and take this variation of your modified Vashi. Or you can start to lift up a leg, taking it as high as you wish. Maybe you want to take hold of those toes. Wherever you're at, knowing that it is your journey. And then slowly bringing it all the way back down to the bottom. We switch sides. Left leg goes out, sole of the right foot comes in. Inhale, lengthen through the chest. Exhale, fold it forwards. Closing the eyes. Again, just connecting to how nourishing that breath can be when we are still in a pose and our focus is solely just on the breath. On an inhale, coming all the way up. Left hand's going to come behind you. You're going to bring this right foot up. Now remember, take the modified variation if you're feeling for it. So the hips come to the side. And it's kind of almost like a semi-wild thing, but it's not a heart opener because we're in side plank. And then any variation that you want to with this right leg. Maybe you bring it into tree pose. Maybe you just place one foot on top of the other. One more breath here. And then softly, softly, bringing it all the way back down to the mat. Both legs come out, Paschimottanasana. So pop yourself up on a block if you would like. And maybe have a strap if you feel to. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, spine stays long. So this isn't about how low you can get. This is about how long you can make the spine while still feeling into the hamstrings. One more breath here. On an inhale, coming all the way up. Now we're going to work through Navasana boat pose. So options, modify holding the backs of the knees, or still holding the backs of the knees but bringing the toes off, or you can reach those arms out, or you can straighten the arms up to the sky and the legs. Holding here, take an inhale, exhale. Inhale for 2, exhale. Inhale for 3, exhale, vinyasa. And if you're not feeling for a vinyasa, you can just stay sat down on your mat and just hug the knees. Those of you working through the vinyasa, modifying as much as you would like to. And then dropping it all the way down to the knees, come to sit back on the heels. So I'm going to give you the option here to take a little self-assessment, and this really lends it to our theme of inner strength, knowing our boundaries, being able to know where we're at. So your options are to work on an inversion in terms of a headstand or Pinchamayurasana. And obviously if you're at home and you're using a wall, absolutely you can use the wall, but just try to make sure that you're not just using the wall for everything, and that your body is really working and activating through the muscles, and the wall is just a little support. If you do not fancy taking any kind of inversion like that, then I'm going to offer you a supported bridge. And if not that, then you can just literally take the legs up into the sky with the block underneath you, like so, and bring the arms down. So finding either option. If you're taking the supported bridge, obviously you can take any height of the block that you feel that you need. And whatever you pick, know that you've picked wisely. So if you've gone with this supported bridge or the legs up and you're feeling really beautifully restorative, maybe the ego creeps in and says, oh, but you could have done a headstand. Know that your body went to this space for the right reason. And just because you can do an inversion doesn't mean that you need to. That doesn't mean to say that it's the wrong choice. Of course, if your body is crying out for an inversion, then absolutely give it that nourishment. If you are inverting, please make sure you take a child's pose at the end. We're going to be here probably for about a minute or so. So you've got a little bit of time if you're inverting to have a little play around. And if you are in a restorative space, just allowing the breath to really melt whole way over the body, filling you up, allowing you to melt and rest and be supported by the mat. And making your way slowly away from either your child's pose, if that's what you were countering your inversion with, or if you had your hips up on a block, just shifting those knees side to side. And then everybody coming down to lay on their back. And just allowing the legs to drop out to the mat, finding just a few moments to rest in a Savasana. So closing the eyes, palms facing upwards, just draw those hands away from the body slightly, create space for the shoulder blades. If you have a bit of an icky spine, you can always bend up the legs and drop the knees together. It's a really beautiful option, and it just creates some space for the lumbar spine. Let's take a releasing breath. Inhale. And let it go. Really begin to feel yourself being held, supported by this space. Feeling into a sense of pride for showing up for yourself today. As always, the option to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you need. If you are ready to move away from the practice, just bringing a bit of feeling and some movement back into the hands, the wrists, the toes, the ankles. Keep your eyes closed. Roll over to one side. And then make your way up to a comfortable seated position. Placing one hand on top of the other over the heart center. Grounding down into all parts of your body, connecting to your mat, connecting to your earth, finding your roots. Feel that energy rising, really lengthening through the spine, all the way out through the crown of the head. And we'll seal our practice with one big releasing breath. Take an inhale. And let it go. Thank you. Thank you all for practicing with me, and thank you to the incredible lineage of yoga and for all the teachers that came before me that give me this space to be able to teach you. I hope that you all enjoyed that. Please don't forget that this is part of the very exciting Soul Sanctuary app launch. All the information is below. Come join us. The price has dropped. There are new features. The community is epic. Can you tell that I'm excited? And like I said, if you are doing this as part of the 3-part series, then I look forward to seeing you on the mat again tomorrow. Bye-bye.